Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to How to Do Linux, and in this episode I'll be doing a review of Xubuntu 13.10, right now on How to Do Linux. Alrighty, welcome back to How to Do Linux. Let's get started with a distro review. First off, I'm going to start with saying that Xubuntu, or Xubuntu, is Ubuntu with the XFCE environment. Now, I understand why Canonical would want to produce a spin of Ubuntu with the XFCE desktop environment, because XFCE is an amazing desktop environment. It's very, very customizable, probably the most customizable of all of the desktop environments that you find in Linux distros. And it tends to be very stable, and it's relatively lightweight, especially in comparison to, say, the current Unity interface that Ubuntu 13.10 has, or the GNOME 3 shell, which Fedora uses. So that being said, let's move on to what is included with this distro, starting with the Xubuntu menu, XFCE menu here. First, right here, we have the web browser. The web browser on this distro is just a standard Mozilla Firefox. I believe it ships with, 13.10 ships with Firefox 24, and I, of course, did all the updating when I installed the distro. Other than that, though, the distro is stock, so I haven't changed anything except updated it. Underneath the web browser, we have the mail reader. The mail reader, actually, I'm not sure what the mail reader is. So, okay, yes, it's Thunderbird. That's what I thought. Ubuntu likes very much to use the Mozilla products, and I understand why. They're very friendly to the open source community. Alright, underneath the mail reader, we have the settings manager. The XFCE settings manager is a very nice little settings manager. Comes with different sections such as personal hardware and system and other. You can pretty much do anything you want to do customization wise through this panel, including changing color, changing your wallpaper, changing the settings with Thunar, the file manager, turning on and off the notifications for specific applications, and so on and so on. So the settings manager is a very nifty little tool which makes this distro very customizable, which is appealing to a lot of people. Now underneath that, we have the accessories submenu here. We have Run Program, Application Finder, Archive Manager, Calculator, Catfish File Search, Character Map, File Manager, Mousepad, Notes, Onboard, Orange Global Time, or Orage Global Time, pardon me, Screenshot, Terminal Emulator, and XFBurn. XFBurn is probably the most comprehensive and most powerful disk burner of all of the disk burners available. Second, maybe to K3B, which is the KDE version of the stock disk burning utility. But yes, these are the accessories. Underneath accessories, we have games. It comes only with Minds and Sudoku, but you can obviously get more through the Ubuntu Software Center or from other sites that have deb packages that you can download. In the graphics menu, we have a document viewer, the GIMP image editor, gthumb for viewing images, Ristretto image viewer, and a Simple Scan. Simple Scan is quite the nifty little tool for scanning. I have found that it works on every scanner I've ever used it with. Now I'm sure there are scanners out there that it doesn't work with, but it's a very nice little application to have included with this distro. Okay, in the Internet menu here, we have, of course, Mozilla Firefox. We have Pigeon Internet Messenger. We have Thunderbird Mail. We have Transmission for all of your BitTorrent needs, and XChat IRC, which is very good for communicating with all your favorite Linux show hosts and other people that are running on Linux that you wish to chat with. Under the multimedia menu, we have, excuse me, computer's glitching out on me. There we go. Under the multimedia menu, we have G Music Browser. We have Kazam, which is what I'm using currently to screencast this show with. This is not included with the distro. I had to install this. I had to install Kdenlive, and I also had to install OpenShot. These are mine. They do not come with the distro. Parole Media Player comes with the distro. Pulse Audio Volume Control comes with the distro, and XF Burn, of course. We have that again. Okay, underneath Office we have Abbey Word, which is one of the better word processing applications out there. If you have pretty much any file type that you want to open that is a document, Abbey Word could probably open it. And so that's a very nice one to use for just word processing. You have a dictionary that comes with the distro, document viewer again, Gnumeric, that's a lot like Excel, Orage Calendar, and Orage Global Time again. This does not come with the LibreOffice suite, but you can easily install it through the Ubuntu Software Center, which is down here. Alright, in the Systems menu, we have Gigolo, which I believe is a network tool. We have underneath that the Nepomuk Cleaner, which I believe is a system cleaning tool, which is nifty to have. And we have the Task Manager, which is very good for seeing what applications are open and what kind of resources they're using. Underneath the Systems menu, we have the Ubuntu Software Center, which is great for installing just about any application that you want on your Linux distro, or if not the application you want, there is almost definitely a replacement application that's almost as good or better that you could find in the Ubuntu Software Center. If you want more information on installing things in Linux distros, I will have videos up related to those soon, so check back for those. We have the Help menu for using XFCE. Nifty little bit of documentation that helps you understand the layout of XFCE and all the different things you can do with it. Through this link, which is very good for documentation and learning all that you can about the distro. You can contribute to Xubuntu, which will take you to a page where you can read how you can make Xubuntu better, probably by financial donation and things like that, because it is all free and open sourced, which means the only way it can continue is through support from people that are willing to donate. So underneath that we have the About XFCE information tool here. See if my computer will open it. It doesn't like it when I screencast and use the distro at the same time, so pardon me if the system hiccups. Okay, here we have the information about the XFCE desktop environment. I'm currently using version 4.10 distributed by Xubuntu. Gives you all the different information you need to know about the system, credits for the developers, and information about Xubuntu, copyright info, things like that. So, and then underneath About XFCE we have the logout option. So, then we have on the desktop we have the home shortcut. This is a shortcut to your home folder, and there we go. And of course we're using the Thunar file manager here, which is a very, very powerful file manager that lets you do a lot of things. You can even customize Thunar more than almost any of the other file managers out there. But yeah, it's laid out fairly simply. Documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, templates, videos. You can add these over here to places and shortcuts and things like that. So it's a pretty standard file manager. And then we have a link to your file system folder and of course your trash. Starting over here on the right, we have your name. If you click your name, you will be given system controls, lock screen, switch user, suspend, shut down, and log out. These are your two desktops that you can switch from. next to the two desktops that you can switch from are, is rather, the calendar, which gives you the day, the date, the month, the year, and the time. If you click it, it opens up an actual view of the calendar, and you can of course switch months with this and switch years with this. So next to the calendar is the Wi-Fi controlling tool here that lets you select your different Wi-Fi networks and connect to hidden Wi-Fi networks, create new Wi-Fi network VPN connections, things like that. So you'll probably, if you're using a laptop, need to use this quite a bit. This is what is allowing me to control my Kazam. This is my screencast tool that lets me stop the recording when I need to. This is not going to be included with the distro, as I said earlier. This is your volume control. You can mute. You can use the little scroll bar here to adjust the volume however you please. And underneath that is your sound setting that takes you to a direct link. Of the Awesome Mixer sound settings that will let you adjust your volume coming out of your computer, and also the input from a microphone that you may or may not have plugged in. Alright, and next to that we have the battery indicator. More or less the only thing you can do with this is hover your mouse over it, and it will tell you how much the battery is charged and whether or not the adapter is online. There is no submenu. You can't click on this because I think it's all part of this one unit of info center application or something. Let me just check this. Indicator plugin, that's what it is. Yeah, it's all part of the indicator plugin, so you can't really click on it. You just can right click it on it, get some settings for it, but if you want any information about your battery, just hover your mouse over it and that gives you your information. Next to the battery is my wireless keyboard, which always in Linux gets told that it's not a keyboard. It gets told that it's a mouse, but it's just a keyboard, and it's old, and the indicator for battery life is not good anymore, so it always thinks that it's low on battery, but that's the only thing that is, and it's not in the way. It doesn't come with the distro, so I wouldn't worry about it. Now finally we'll go on to the panel that is down here, which is hidden, so a lot of people don't know it's there until they run their mouse down there and find it on accident, but we have a little dock down here, so it's a bit Mac-like in nature with a little dock and the bar at the top. But here we have the Show Desktop tool. If you click this, it will minimize all your open windows and let you see just the desktop. This is a link to Firefox. It's just the web browser. Next to that is a link to Thunderbird. That's the mail reader. You have the terminal here, your system settings, your application finder, the Ubuntu Software Center, Abbey Word, Gmusic browser, Catfish file search, and then your home folder. You can resize this panel. You can readjust the panel to put it somewhere other than on the bottom. You can get rid of it completely, and you can make it completely transparent or completely opaque. You can add as many items as will fit on it, and you can add separators and things. This here is a separator, and these will keep the applications on this side separate from the applications on this side so that you can organize the dock a little bit better, which is a bit of a nifty little tool. So, but other than that, that's essentially all that the distro has to offer. It's a pretty basic Linux distro. So I mean, if you're looking for fancied up, high special effects, I would not recommend Xubuntu unless you're willing to do some heavy tweaking to the system, because the way that it comes, XFCE is not very showy. It's very quick. It's very speedy. It does pretty much everything you'd need to do if you're just going to use it as a desktop computer. So Xubuntu is very good for like a home computer, but if you're looking for a fancied up, gussied up version of Ubuntu with lots of special effects, I would not recommend this distro to you. But be sure to check back for my channel, on my channel rather, for information on Xubuntu, as I will be doing some heavy tweaking, and I will be running you through that process. And after that, we'll move on to another distro and have some more fun then. Alright, thanks for watching. I'll see you next time on How to Do Linux.